Hey guys, so welcome to another live crypto analysis session. Money Mike's here back with another one. So just a very quick one. So we've seen an absolutely strong long on Bitcoin. We've closed above this area now here, which was a very important area, but now we're still stuck within this 40 range right now. And looking at the price here, Bitcoin has been in a very interesting, the whole entire market has been very crazy today. I mean, if we go across, we look at Ethereum here, Ethereum has been crazy too. Uh, we've seen so much movement on both sides. So I'm watching very carefully to see uh, uh, let's put this here. I'm gonna put this out here so you can see Ethereum's had some very strong shorting and long. Now the plan that I had with the students, which I was discussing the gameplay here, was with Bitcoin is in between two important ranges. Okay, we have a demand zone which was used as an area of accumulation before the spike in price. And then we've also had this supply zone, which was used as a very strong shorting area during Asia. At the moment, the price returning to this other side and reoptimized demand for supply. So we had a short, and now the price has spiked into this area, okay, for a reverse supply, which is demand. So really, we're in a crux between two. Bitcoin really is in. It's either, I mean, sorry, not Bitcoin. Ethereum's either above, going to be above here, but at the end of the day, or beneath, or in the middle. Now, depending on which one is which, will really determine how we proceed with our trades. Okay, if we see a break beneath this supply zone, then I'll be inclined to believe the price will be making its way back down to the 2100s. If not, and Bitcoin ends up, excuse me, Ethereum ends up above this area, then we're going back to this high right here at 24. Okay, so if you want to say to retest the high, but rather to just get back into that area of liquidity and see what the price does. So really, we're in an interesting range right now on both sides of the spectrum. So it's kind of one of those things where when it's a case like this, I wouldn't want to get myself involved in the market. Okay, because again, trading crypto is highly dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. It's dangerous to your account and dangerous even to your mental health. So you don't want to get involved with crypto without proper guidance. Okay. Now, this is why I've decided to make it accessible to everyone to at least hear the teachings and understand, how we can move forward with the price in a healthy way. Okay, so coming back to Bitcoin again, I'll be switching between the two for you to have an understanding of where I'm at. At the moment, Bitcoin is in a very powerful place for a sell. Okay, we've had market manipulation here in a very important way, and the price has spiked to the penultimate entry for a short. And this is why, from when as soon as the price, if we look over here, this was on the 20th, the price got very close to this supply order block, but did not return. As soon as we had a return in here, the price was on its way down. Okay, and so this is why we potentially could see another sell. At the moment, the price has spiked into the H4 area here. So I am inclined to believe that we should be having more of a sell than a buy. And if that's the case, then most likely Bitcoin will probably provide a cheeky sell somewhere along the lines of here. Okay, but this is a provisional sell. It depends on what we actually see going on. For now, the price seems to be between 2 points, and this is why I'm watching out very carefully how the price actually does what it does. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled. I'm watching on both charts. If you see me look to the right or to your left, I'm watching the other charts as I'm moving along to see what the price is doing here. But for the moment, we seem like we're in a very important phase of price action. So for me, if I'm going to take a trade, if you see a trade on the account, it would be based on this small area on the 30-minute, a break beneath here, and a return would be what I would really want to see for me to take a sell from here. And this sell, I'll be looking to just target back down to 3,300, 34446. That's my aim. So from here to here, just a straight drop. That's what I believe we should have if the price is actually going to fulfill what we want to see fulfilled. So I'm saying keep your eyes peeled, guys. There are causes for the price to do other things on the upside too. And this is why, again, we're taking everything with a pinch of salt. We're not going to run into any trade without proper FOREX analysis at all. And so I'll be watching the H4 area above these highs right here to see what's going on. and down to the 5 minute, and making sure that the price action is conducive for an entry. Because if it's not, then we won't be in. Okay, it's just that simple. There's no point of taking a trade where you're not too sure, but it just looks like it's dropping, because that is going to lose you money. You have to have concrete evidence for your argument always when it comes to trading. Trading's kind of being like a lawyer on the financial markets. You want to build up as much evidence for your case and then execute, what needs to be executed. So just marking up my zones here, I see where we are in the price, and I'm hoping for a slight pullback. I do think I'm more inclined for the short than the long, but we'll keep our eyes peeled, guys. I think right now we're in a phase of where we should be wise. I'm going to put all of my crypto charts here. Ignore my trade on USD CAD. I do expect to see more activity near the middle of this week, especially with the US news coming out. Now, the market has been very volatile. The US dollar itself has been volatile across every pair. So I've been keeping my wits about me when I'm trading. I did get stopped out today a few times by USD CAD. Not a major loss, but still annoying, on the progress of what I'm trying to do. But we keep things moving as we move forward with the price action, and to follow what the price does and not how we feel. Now, looking at Ripple here, again, Ripple is another one that was on my hit list. I did take Ripple long, and I really did enjoy that long a lot. It was a fantastic long. And it did hit the target that we were discussing. So if you will remember with me, if I put this here, if you remember when we had this initial short, Ripple did not return back to supply right here. This movement here for reversal, there was no supply used, or the correct supply zone used in order to create the sell. So when the price spiked up here yesterday, many people were considering this to be, it's just the news, but this is a moment where fundamentals allows for technicals to have an opportunity to fill out order book imbalances. And this is a great example of one. When the price spiked here, we actually filled out the supply zone as we should. And then we had this sell happen not too long after. Okay. Now, to me, making an analysis on individual cryptocurrencies wouldn't be a great idea, because Bitcoin still has the strongest by a long shot, strongest market cap control, or market cap effect over all of the other cryptocurrencies. Okay, now Ethereum sometimes breaks away and has its own moments as its market cap dominance is increasing, but Bitcoin really is king. So when I'm looking at these charts, they do look different and there are some nuances in them, but the same rule applies to all. Really, the crux of everything, I could literally do an analysis on Bitcoin, and that probably would be enough for you to use on other things. Because in reality, if Bitcoin is going to go long, unless there's some extreme fundamental reason for something else, then most likely every other crypto would go long. Okay, this is just how things go in the crypto world at the moment. Maybe it might not be like that in 5-10 years, but for the moment, Bitcoin really is king. If you can analyze Bitcoin correctly, then the rest of your analysis for other cryptos you have a better chance of getting the right direction. And if you merge that with fundamentals, then you're on your way to have good success. Okay, so for me, Bitcoin again is playing within two areas that are both crucial, just like Ethereum, as I discussed here, is in a more clear range. I'm more on the bearish side for Bitcoin at the moment, because there's a lot of supply area above 38 and into the 40s. So I'm more inclined to look for a sell. And we've had a return on the H4 back to the supply zone, which caused this initial sell. So I'm watching carefully again to see what happens here. I'm not going for a definite entry on a sell right now. You may see me in one very soon, but I mean, the only thing I can see with Bitcoin is that there is opportunity for a long and for a short. It just really does depend on how we manage the trade. So I'll be watching very carefully to see. I don't want to make any rash decisions at the moment. I definitely don't want to do that. You just want to keep things healthy and clean, and just see what the price has to offer, and then we can make decisions based on that later on. But if Bitcoin was to go short again, this 30-minute zone is all I need. My stop loss will go above the zone just about, and I'll be looking to ride this wave down, which will be a great addition to the profit I've already made on this account. So, I mean, aside from that, really, guys, looking at the other cryptocurrencies, they are very, very similar. I have taken a liking to XMR a lot more, or Monero. Again, Monero has done exactly what I was looking for. All right. And even looking at it now is actually very beautiful as to where it is right now. So on the daily time frame here, we have this daily demand zone. Uh, and then on this daily demand zone area here, we've had a spike of all of these 9 highs. So trading wise, if you were holding a short, you would have got stopped out very strongly. And just to make sure, the market went in this spike has made sure it's taken every single high one more time. So this includes the high of this area here. But please notice, and you can follow me with this, the bodies of the candles did not close outside of this area, stayed in this supply zone, which leads me to believe that we possibly are still going to go for another short and that the shorting is not done. Okay. And even from the H4 here, the price action, I mean, where I was looking at was this supply zone for an entry. If you remember my analysis, my entry was actually for here from 223 roughly. And the price spiked just above. I mean, it took the high and then after it's come back to the entry near the entry and starting to sell. So there is a high possibility and high chance that we are going for a sell. And this is why I am thinking with Bitcoin that we might actually get the sell. It's just that if I see Bitcoin starting to break beneath this 30-minute zone here, then I would be inclined to possibly take Monero. Now, my strategy is this, guys. Now, I have traded Bitcoin. You would be, but I do think when you have a smaller account, to save yourself from emotional trauma and not being able to see the price properly, find an alternative to Monero, or for example, Monero to Bitcoin. Find an alternative to Bitcoin and trade that instead. Because that way you find yourself with a lot better chance to have a good trade with a smaller lot size, more manageable risk, less demands on you, and etc. So this is why I like to go down that route. So moving forward here, I want to just go through Doge. Let's have a look at Doge and see what's going on. Now, Dogecoin for me, I believe it's still a short. From the D1 perspective, nothing much has really changed. Okay. I did have an initial short here, which I was discussing with you guys. I hope you grabbed that short and took some profit on it. But again, on the D1 here, this is the last demand zone, which was holding the price from going short. Now we've returned here. And the first entry I had for Doge was in this area right here. Okay. And now looking at Doge again, let's put this here. We're still within the supply zone or the area of supply which I expect the price to stay around, which is here. But the body of these candles have still stayed in the right area. So for me, I still think that Doge is a short from a fundamental perspective, but I will take Doge in a different way. The easiest way I can advise for you guys to take Doge and be at peace. Now, I wanted to take Doge from here, and I'm so upset that I missed this because the price already just entered into this area and is now selling off. But then if the worst comes to worst, guys, and you miss everything, there's 2 areas of entries you can go for. There's this very beautiful 30-minute zone here, which is this 30-minute zone is the producer of all of this institutional sponsorship money. So once the price breaks beneath here, you could look for a return on the other side and then go for a short. And then on the other hand here, moving further down, here we go. Moving further down now, we can grab this movement on this short side here. So now we have 2 entries. Now this entry I think is very secure because you can see the accumulation of price before this massive long. So if it gets back here and breaks beneath and returns, the market is giving us a clue about what side the market is on, whether it's on supply or demand. Okay, so these are very quick targets that I have for you. Don't want to stay in your way for too long, guys. My first target was going to be at 7 cents. There are equal lows here, so you can target this short-term target of 15,971. And then you can go from there. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. Very quick. Money Max and I'm out. I'll see you